Alright, my lords and lordettes. The date is 2 a.m., May 1st. It is update day, as in later during the day, Chivalry will receive another update. I am as surprised as you are, although the news, they did bring us news of this prior. Nice freaking shot. So I figured I'll definitely get a broadcast in for the last day pre-patch before the game is either then ruined again or fixed. Because as you know, Chivalry 2 is at its scariest when it's time for a patch. Nope. It is definitely at its scariest when it's time for a patch. This is not the voice that I saved on this character. He was supposed to be the noble. Yeah. This week has been literally the emptiest week ever at work. Like, by the time I get there, less than 200 people left to check in. Kind of freaking crazy. So, empty days. Days that I could, like, go home early on, but why? Why do that when you're already there? The dilemma is, go home and play more games, or make $30 for the day. You know, eventually that adds up if you keep taking those days off you do. Not like I've got kids to take care of. He's gonna jab me? Nope. Yeah, well, he does know how to jab. Kinda predicted that correctly. I've been having some really nice matches on this game as of late. Played a bit earlier today in the morning, had a really fun duel server. We played some jump rope, jumping over a freaking Highland sword. It was a grand old time, so yeah. Update, hopefully it makes combat feel better. Fixes bugs that are not listed to be fixed, like my camera stuck bug, which I saw no mention of. And I'm sure it'll be a grandiose time. Most importantly though, is another TO map. That's definitely what I'm looking forward to the most. Because combat, you know, changes, you get used to them in a day, and then it just becomes the norm. Better or worse doesn't really matter, as long as it's, you know, functional, playable, unlike Fight Night. So hopefully the map is good fun. Yeah, I was feeling like Shuffle, since it's gonna be a day before patch. Might as well get cross sections of every weapon that I can get access to. Only major thing I saw regarding weapon balancing that I can remember, because I've read the patch notes and everything. Wow, that's lame. Is the guitars are gonna be better in every way, and the stamina negation from the poleaxe and the heavy mace are getting reduced, including the quarterstaff as well. Now, for the quarterstaff, it says from 10% to 20, and it says the same for that on the poleaxe and heavy mace. Now, very obviously, the poleaxe and heavy mace do not have an infinite stamina issue with their recovery, so I'm wondering why it says 20 and 10% for quarterstaff as well. I wonder how that stamina damage is calculated. Because the way it reads doesn't really make sense if it's going to be an equal nerf. It should be a heavier nerf, if anything. Guitars are going to be nice. I've been using the guitars, actually. You're going to be bewildered to see this, but check this out. My guitars are actually my second highest level ambusher weapon. Right under the daggers. I use them fairly often, considering what they are. And they're always a good time. Just broke that man's neck. Whoa. That missed. I'm supposed to believe that that missed. Yeah, I wish I remembered more about the patch notes, but I guess I don't really care about the patch notes. I just hope that the game feels better and is better. Not that I have many complaints about the game, besides honestly my biggest issue is just the camera locking. Beyond that, it feels pretty good. Occasionally, yeah, your attack will go through somebody, but are you really playing Chivalry if your attacks aren't going through people? Gotta ask yourself that. Or if, like, the person you're fighting doesn't have an invisible weapon in their hand. I've been seeing a lot of invisible people. They're not invisible weapons as of late. There was some invisible dude who was level 1, said he was an Xbox profile, so I'm thinking, okay, immediately hacker, because I can't even check his profile, but I don't know if he was testing out his hacks, but he stayed invisible the whole time with just, you know, with the visible weapons. But, didn't use anything else, like rapid-fire murdering people. So it was an interesting one. I've been seeing fun hacks on Reddit, turning servers slow-mo and stuff. Nice. Wow. Forgive me, I'm going to be in a very comfortable position laying down, so if my gameplay feels off, that's definitely the excuse I'm going to use, that I'm very comfy, and I don't want to switch my position right now. Oh man, there's no one else here. I'll try to keep my complaints and my volume low, because the folks gotta sleep. Remember, I get home at midnight. Past midnight, actually. They call it midnight, but what time is it? 2 in the morning, not 2 at night. So does 2 at night actually exist? Think about it. Think about it and try not to have your head explode. I know. Quite a task, quite a task. Coming to grips with the fact that my 3.2 KDR will never move from that point. Unless I became a god at dual servers or something, and started going on massive kill streaks. Do you not hear, the Agathian Knight running behind you? Jad? That was an interesting exchange. Swing. Nice. A lot of jabbers in this one, huh? Freaking gorgeous. A bit too much jab action. Can't have all that. Ooh. Itchy, itchy, itchy. That felt great. Did not mean to rev up a throw. I swear to God, I must be the only console player who accidentally throws in this game. With how often people mention how difficult it is to throw when you need to. And they don't really mention that, like, I suffer that as well. I want to throw something and it just doesn't happen. Ah, pulled out his weapon. Good stuff. Nice. Oh, Halberd, my beloved. Even before the 5 damage tweak, I was in love. So you can't call me a bandwagon hopper. I was using these weapons before they gave up. Poleaxe, Halberd, Maul. Cringe miss. Nice. Seems like a fairly balanced match. I'm surprised I'm in first place. That is kind of concerning because I just joined. Doesn't feel like a first place performance.
They sniff our rears like dogs.
I'll use a Danax, why not? If Shuffle gives you Danax, then Dane. That's how you respond. Got another Star Wars collaboration happening May the 2nd or something. They got Anakin Skywalker there, so yay prequels. The prequels don't get enough love in everything. Nice. I heard him, but I didn't know from what direction. Hope the volume isn't too obscure, not obscure, too imbalanced. I got it about half master volume, because I know the game is kind of always very loud, until I lower it a lot, and then it's very low. I have a hard time finding a medium.
You don'ts their siege ramps have reached the walls.
Like, see, that for example,
Defend the courtyard.
I would need to see the replay of that missing, because it didn't miss it, it went right through. Like, riff, replay the tape, and you'll see Khan Academy. Not the learning institution. It always gives me the glaive as a secondary here.
No way. No more. Not ever.
Doesn't sound like a lot of customization is coming. Seems to be new Tenosha armor, and then everything else is mystery battle pass, and there's like one confirmed variant for Mason Knight armor. So hopefully the pass has got drip. Also some heraldries. You finally have heraldries for hitting rank 1000. So the maybe 10 of us that exist will have something to show off besides the 4-digit number on our accounts. That person doesn't jab, that's interesting. There's no way they don't know how to jab. People who are wishy-washy with the jabs freak me the hell out. They're way more scary than people who consistently jab. Because people who consistently jab, you can play around it. You could use those to your advantage, as a matter of fact. Quickly turning the offense to your offense. But somebody who doesn't jab every time, I mean, what the hell are you supposed to do? What kind of reads do you make? Sometimes these people jab you as a riposte. That's my least favorite. That's the thing I hate the most. What do you think? Should I accept being the heir? I don't feel like I've given an heir performance. If I play as the heir, I'm gonna go over here and, like, try to hold for 5 minutes. I think I'll pass it this time. But of course, that implies that they're even going to reach the air, which is not going to happen.
They have sieged the courtyard. Form back inside the castle.
Trolled epically.
Guard the heir to the throne.
Did he just throw a one-handed axe with two hands? Is that what that looked like? I can't even tell because on my phone, I don't get my laptop out. The phone quality is so bad. Something about the broadcast on my phone, it has such a hard time displaying correctly. It always shows in super low HD, constantly buffering, when that's not actually even happening. Gaslighting me into thinking something is wrong.
Enemies at a rear.
I need to work on my greatsword stab riposte. Oh my god, move the hell out the way. The movement of it messes me up. I always fly past the person. Nope. That's fine. What the hell? The fact that I'm still alive is crazy. I was gonna jump off, but then I just had a second wind. Something in my being was shaken to fight for my lord. I had on Galencourt, so that bug where you can sometimes spawn as the air, there were two of them. I wasn't one of them, but I spawned next to them. I was on Team Mason as well, and yeah, I heard one of them at the intro, and then I looked to my left, and there's another one. That was really funny. They both died tragically. They weren't. I don't even think they realized what glory was bestowed to them. But it was funny while it lasted. She'll burn to death. I noticed the right bumper stab on the guitars has a lot more range than you'd expect. It can actually penetrate through teammates to kill people. Happens quite often when I'm using them. They said something about the guitar's special attack is being adjusted. Something about the tracers. I hope it still hits twice, because that's the whole point. Didn't mention anything about how the second hit does reduce damage if the first one is blocked. Don't know if that's a bug or a feature. What else? Oh yeah, biggest thing for me is that it's gonna have more tracers. Jab? I knew I had to make it a heavy because the hatchet's too short. What's it called? What is it called? Short-term memory loss. Yeah, so with the tracers, means all those whiff attacks, because the frames end so soon. I hope that that's what that's adjusting. Oh yeah, another humongous change is, they said they're adjusting it so counters do not come out faster than combos. It was described as an exploit. Now, weird how such an exploit, quote-unquote, lasted for as long as it did without even a mention. So we'll see how that works. In theory, that means, you know, the dudes who, like, slash, counter slash, excel, counter slash, excel to do lightning-fast maneuvers, that should not work anymore. Jab's got a huge adjustment on like hitboxes and how you can cheese the cooldown by doing combos and just ways you can circumvent the jab cooldown. Something about jabs with an offhand thing being faster than intended. And then there was another big one, another like big core combat thing. What was it? Let's see, the counter slashing, the jabbing. Something about some weapons having maneuvers that could bypass blocks, like longsword and Messer's same attack feints, like alt slash feints. I don't even know what I was really reading there in the description of the issue. And then what was the other thing? I should really just pull up the patch notes on my phone, right? That's why you do things from a computer. There's something else. It'll come to me. It'll come to me eventually. Yes, I remember. The freaking obnoxious, like, disarming thing that happens during your active parry meaning riposte window. How when you're really low on stamina and you know you're fighting for your life, how if you're at the bare minimum, as you're in your attack on your offense, with the block frames, it will disarm you. So I'm hoping that addresses two things. That issue, obviously, that it mentions with the disarming when you're trying to make the comeback, and the annoying thing that pops up where you see counter, meaning you did something correctly, but because of latency or just game stupidity, it doesn't count your counter. Like, you know how sometimes you'll get kicked, you'll see me get kicked as I do a last second attack, or I'll do an alt counter matching the enemy's attack, but because I guess I did it too late despite doing it on time, I still eat the hit, stuff like that. I hope that gets addressed in the patch. Because, oh my goodness, that is torturous. Knowing that you're doing the right thing, but just, oh well. No mention of the fact that when you do an ultra mega gamer drag, you can't defend yourself. For the first time ever, I saw someone post about it on Reddit. got a bit of attention. Not much feedback though, just kind of like the standard gaslighting from people who don't actually know what's going on. No offense to them, of course. I understand most people aren't paying attention to such niche things. It's only like super turbo nerds like myself who notice those issues. So I'm not too mad about it. I'll be honest, my faith that that'll be resolved is minimum. What are you doing? You have to do something. Oh, okay. The teammate gave up. He's nowhere to be found. Oh man, that delay. What's my latency? Okay, it's a good 20. It's just I know the one-handed spear can be funny. Sometimes this one-handed spear right trigger slash feels very anemic. It kind of reminds me of like old school poleaxe, and the poleaxe's anemic slashes. I could have saved that guy. That was on me. That one was on me. Something about optimizing this map so peasants on inferior consoles can still play it. Hopefully that they make that happen. Because I think that's why most Theik Stronghold matches start half empty. Because the peons on the PS4 and Xbox One disconnect.
Your sudden passing is too much to bear.
Oh yeah, they're gonna address the barricade play at the first stage here by just making it so barricades can no longer be placed. So, you know, that's always a lame way to do it, but it's the easiest way. Most uninteresting way, but it makes it the most efficient.
Our shoreline defenses have been destroyed. Fall back to the camp. Defend the catapults. Do not let them fall into enemy hands.
This smells like one of those matches. It always gives me a glaive as my secondary, huh? Do I have the glaive as my secondary or my vanguard? Let me see. I'm gonna switch that to a messer and see what it shuffles to. Because maybe it doesn't count the secondaries. Really? I mean, you see me kill the dude, and then like 15 seconds later you react with a swing? What planet is that guy playing on? It clearly doesn't line up. Yeah, that's one thing I love about the two-handed hammer. It's one of the two-handed weapons that's fast enough to bypass cheese like that. No, other guy is nowhere to be found. Alright. That's not gonna work. If you feint every attack, then every attack will just get countered. Especially if you're not matching the counters yourself. Oh yeah, the other major thing, I just remembered, the handle hitting. So that's being addressed. So some weapons really do benefit from handle hits, mainly the pole hammer that I just fought. But in a lot of ways I freaking despise the handle hits because, you know, especially now that I'm playing only in first person, some of my weapons like the maul, I go to do certain drags, but because I'm so close to them, if I don't turn away, my handle hits them and they can counter it early, and I get hit because I'm not anticipating it to work like that, because, you know, that's not how freaking weapons work. So they said they're adjusting the tracers for all weapons to adjust this handle hit issue. So I am really curious as to how that'll make the combat work against really long two-handed weapons, because that's really where it matters. Long axes, long hammers. Just when you're hugging somebody, that's where the handle hits become a thing. And they hurt me because it lets people counter my attack super early, and then I eat the hits because I'm not anticipating that.
banners flying high.
Wow. Wow. The uselessness of that teammate. He's just like me. Look at him, he's doing special riposte in the dude's face. I should have just ran after seeing him miss that special. There's no point in trying to assist.
Men about base! Men, unsheath your swords! The fight approaches!
Question is, did he get launched over here or did he run up here? I gotta get him away from this thing. No. Where'd the one-handed sword go? Oh yeah, they're addressing the cross-hilt sword becoming a piece of candy, like a Roblox weapon when you kill people with it. Unfortunately, that's really gonna suck. I'm gonna miss that a lot, even though I don't use the cross-hilt. Yeah, that was a really funny texture bug. What's it called? And also, I didn't realize that you couldn't pick up the cross-hilt sword. I should have noticed this, but yeah, you were never able to pick up cross-hilt swords when they're on the ground. Obviously, they're addressing the battle pass weapon skins not being, or phasing through the floor when thrown. That'll be a really good one. Yeah, my camera's locked. I forgot. This is a no fun zone. This is chivalry. Oh my god, I still owned him with a locked camera because I'm a superior player. I still need to change that dang hideous dagger skin. Does not belong on an Agathian knight. Shame too. War Club is a nice fun weapon. Nope, I got the little War Club, because they're basically the same speed. Sledgehammer and War Club are actually pretty comparable to, in a lot of ways, in terms of speed and damage. I believe Sledgehammer hits a little bit harder, and it might be a tad bit shorter. A tad bit, what's the word I'm looking for? A tad bit shorter and hits a little bit harder. I think I already said those two. I'm sorry. I'm not myself today. I've been taking so many micro naps. Just constantly passing out throughout the day. Not like at work, but you know, if I sit down at lunch, I fall asleep like every time, flawlessly. It's weird, because I generally have a hard time falling asleep, but when I don't want to fall asleep, there's no problem. And then of course the teammate blocks the slash. I definitely need to go to sleep today, though. 100% sure I need to go to sleep today. I don't know if the update's gonna drop while I'm at in the morning when I'm gonna be going for work, or I know it'll be there once I get home, because I get home on the next day.
Do not let them open that drawbridge. Defend the cranks.
It's unfortunate. Oh, did I get invaded? Hello. Yeah, there's only one Steve 44. Actually, no, there is two. If you see one with an underscore, that's my PlayStation account. When I get a PS5, I'll probably play on that a little bit.
We must press! Keep moving! Let's go!
I don't trust anyone who sits over here. Sketch. Very sketchy. Everyone who does that tries to kick you off. No pizza today, just lasagna. Delicious lasagna, mind you, homemade. So it actually does not get any better. Well, now it doesn't matter what happens to him. I think I want to knock you off. Oh, he did fall off. Oh my god, that was the Agatha Knight. Dude, because the Mason and Agatha Knight are the same actor, I thought I was dead. Sounds kind of like him. Ryan Mold says hello. Does he know I still have his autograph? Oh, 343. It's a lucky number. If you're on Xbox, at least. Actually, no. 343, anything Halo related is not lucky anymore. What am I talking about? It's more like depression related. And I'm saying this as somebody who's not even that invested into Halo. Only Halo I really played was Reach. How do these three gentlemen have time to assault me here? Nice. No, I'm making jokes. I do not have Ryan Mold's autograph. I don't know anything about Ryan Mold besides his name. In fact, I don't even know if he's a he. That's just an assumption based on the name Ryan. If I... Actually, you know what? I'll stop there. I'm forgetting I'm on Twitch. I don't know how far I can go with my free speech on Twitch. I don't know how patriotic Twitch is. Ooh, this is a battle axe. Oh my god, this really does look like a War X skin. What the heck?
We can't let them get any closer. Keep control of the courtyard.
That missed. Nice. Alright, I give up. I can't even reach and they're in the way. Wish this would fill up a little bit more. But I guess that's what the patch is for. What just hit me? I'm really praying that what just hit me there was not the Falchion dead-angling me with the overhead. Because I know that is possible. The freaking Falchion hitbox is one of the most insane in the game, especially for a one-hander. It's the curved weapons, really. The Falchion, the Messer. Something about curved weaponry in Chivalry. The hitboxes on them are weird. So weird. They linger so long. It's gross. I'll just figure it out that Mason propaganda here. Oh man, I hate the horizontal stab because it is a stab, right? So when I see a stab, I do the counter stab, but you have to do the right bumper stab, not the right trigger one. It always messes me up fighting another stabbing weapon. Because I think, okay, I can just do my slash because it's also a stab. Nope, you have to match it with the right bumper. That is not how that works. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really want to play as Argon, but I'll take it. Doesn't really feel like a first place performance.
To reclaim this keep, to reclaim this kingdom for Agatha!
That's fine. They're shooting me from the window. Very seldomly do I play duels. I was playing them earlier this morning. I should do them more often, though. They can be really relaxing. I'll push down the front only because we got here so soon. There is a team somewhere here, right? That's the whole point in me, like, moving as fast as I do. Is there no one here? Gotta get to that halfway point before I think about putting down my banner. Okay, this is much more like it. Okay. So now, kill the, like, 3 people that are there. There we go. Yeah, as Argon, I am not doing this cowardice nonsense. I am moving with my body. Nice throw. If only it was Argon's greatsword. Nice. Yeah, I'm trying to give them no time to, like, get behind us. That's dead. Yeah, all the VIPs are a player. If the person looks like AI, it's because most people who get the VIP, I mean, ironically, at this point in the game's lifespan, like, if it's a high-level person, we're just gonna do whatever the hell we want. It doesn't really matter about winning or losing now. It's really about just having fun, but yeah, since day one, all the VIP people are players. They cannot be bots. Aren't there other Xbox people in dual servers? I know there's Spicy Pancakes who's gotten really good. I see a lot of really stellar Xbox people in dual servers. They've clearly been spending a lot of time in them.
The breach of Bodwin.
It's not even that I don't have fun playing dual servers. You know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. The issue is I'm in West Coast. So, yep, in West Coast. There's only like one time frame where there's a dual server going on, and that's like prime time or in the morning. And I work from 5 to 1, 5 p.m. to 1. So, you know, I have to wake up in the morning. Not much time I have to spend on the Xbox. I go to work, prime time's gone, I get home at midnight, there's no dual server on the West Coast. I like the times I'm usually on. But on the weekends and stuff, I could definitely spend a lot of time in them. That's the main issue, yeah. Since they added the server browser, I am a West Coast person. I am no longer East Coast. No longer have that East Coast privileges of just playing any game at any hour and knowing that there will be people there. How I took that for granted. His arm went flying into my screen. Delicious. That's a miss. Oh, delicious. Ow. You know what I actually would really like? You know what would get me to play duels more? If I could see text chat. If there would be anyone trash talking me, I would just ask them to 1v1. Since I'm on Xbox, the only messages I get on Xbox are either, oh hey, are you Pizza Steve from Reddit? You're really cool, or like, I know you're fat, get off this game. There's no other messages I get. I never get any messages like challenging my skill in this game, so unfortunately I don't have any like 1v1 requests. Nor do I like make friends on this game to be like, oh, let's just head to a duel server and fight each other, bro. I'm like always playing this game by myself, which doesn't bother me. That's just how it's been since I've had this game, really. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to cut off heads. Cut off heads and kick heads off bodies. You used to be able to do that. If you do the low kick, you could decapitate somebody. But I haven't been able to do that since that one time I did it as a peasant. Maybe it was because I was a peasant. Wow. I mean, I get it, to an extent. The last thing I would want to do would be make enemies with somebody better than me. That's why I'm glad that all the people who don't like me are terrible players. It means I'm under no threat of like griefing or having a bad time on this game. Because push comes to shove, they will be destroyed. And everyone who's good at this game doesn't have a problem with me. That would be hellish. Making enemies with good players on a game like this. I can't imagine. Granted though, I do get kicked out of the lobby every now and then. The last 2 times I got kicked out of a lobby, I think this dude tried... What did he do? I think he messaged me calling me fat, then he started hitting me in the match. So, when I had the chance, I had a flaming chicken and I saw him down and I just killed him once. I just punched him while he was on the floor. And then he just got me kicked out the lobby with a vote kick. And then the second time, I think I just died as the Duke. And then the lobby kicked me out. But that one's whatever. I mean, just defend the person better, I say. Nice. That's gonna hurt. Yeah, I figured that would miss. Oh my god, the Highland Sword. Special value. That's too slow.
Curses! Their siege ramps have reached our walls!
Yeah, it's the whole point. That's their design philosophy with this game. That's why I hate when people give up. When they're in like these team stacked matches where, yes, your team is going to lose, the other team has just more high level players, whatever. Play the game. Don't give up. Did you get VIP in a team stack match? Okay. Play it till the end. Fight to the death. You'd be surprised what could happen. The people that give up on this game and complain about stuff like that, they kind of sicken me, I'm not gonna lie to you. Kinda gross me out. You think when, it's like, everyone, when they first got on this type of game, everyone sucked. Everyone who got good is because they endured the beatdowns. I tried playing the first Chivalry on console, do you know what would happen to me? And that was other console players, because that was not a cross-play game. But those dudes were freaks, and I would watch on YouTube and I didn't know what I was watching. Honestly, it kind of blows my mind that I decided to buy this game. Because, like, why would I? I had a... Chivalry was fun, but, like, I was not good at it, and I knew it was a cheesy game. But, as soon as I saw this game's beta was out, I was like, hold on, I have to try this out, and look around now, having a good time. Okay, that's enough cheese.
Our defenses are falling! Safeguard our siege weapons!
I was really hoping I wouldn't fall on my butt. There's discrepancies with the falls. I swear, sometimes I go off of something and I fall, the person follows me, they don't fall, they just destroy me. They land like a superhero and take off my head. And then teabag me. So somehow he didn't hit me. That's really interesting. Oh god. Did you see that schizophrenic movement? He's not gonna have stamina anyway. He blocked too long for that riposting. I wish I was good enough to be a bit more informal while I played. I guess that's the only thing I kind of wish I, that's the only point I wish I've gotten to in my time playing. Because I don't think I can really get much better than where I am, except just 1v1ing in the duel yard. No. Works every time. That's my signature, finishing off dudes with feinted jabs, because I know they want that counter. They can't help it. Those blue sparks, they give you dopamine. And just since I've hit 1000, I've kind of plateaued in my mindset. Where I used to play super hard in objectives and stuff. Dude, I don't play any objective anymore. Any objective that isn't just stand on a point and contribute with... I do not contribute to anymore. I don't grab torches, petards. Half the time I don't even kill VIPs. I'm just running around padding stats. It feels good. It feels good. Mentally, it feels really good. I could definitely get better at 1v1s though. When I am in the duel server, I think I fare pretty well. Only issue, and I hate excuses. I absolutely hate excuses. I don't like using meta weapons. Like if I go into a duel server, I'm not gonna use like the one-handed sword, a freaking Danax or a Messer. But the other people, they will. They have no problem with it.
Onward and forward.
And sometimes I do feel like the weapon matchup is a bit effed up.
They nearly have control of the bazaar. You must be dropped. Hurry up, move.
The bane for me is the sword and the mace really. The two-handers, I feel like you can react to all the two-handed weapons in this game. I don't think any of the two-handed weapon is unreadable, but sometimes with the one-handed sword, especially, that's pretty much my kryptonite. I have to respect everything. I have to respect all of its riposte if they block my attack. I get kicked by the one-handed sword a bunch. And then the jabs, it has excellent spacing because it's got great range, lightning fast speed. It's so obnoxious when someone's using it to the best of their ability. Like I don't know how to even get close to them, because then they'll just outspace me. Outspace me, outspeed me, and outread me. I get bullied to hell when I'm fighting someone with a one-handed sword in duels. What I need to work on, my main thing in that matchup, is I need to read kicks better. I used to be really good at reading kicks. I used to never get kicked. In team objective, I almost never get kicked because I don't hold block as I'm attacking. I try to react to a person's swing. So if I see their body move for a kick, that's why I just keep swinging and gamble through it. But in duel servers, I can't do that versus those weapons. They're too fast. Sometimes the excelled ripostes are just too quick for me. But then I don't react to the kick in time. When I definitely can and should. Ah, shocking. Chucked by terrain. The one time I don't do it from the right side. Calmed. Greatsword. I think the key with the Greatsword in duels is to use that special. The Messer and Greatsword special is so... God, it's so good. If you get someone in the sweet spot of range, they can't even dodge out of it. They have to either eat the hit or eat the stamina loss. It's a great spacing tool. Oh god, it's Attack of the Clones. Oh man, I can't move at this quarter. Oh yeah, if you continue playing this game, you will learn. I don't think there's a single person who's gonna be like level 100 in this game and will say, you know what, I don't think I've gotten any better since I was level 20. Unless they've been playing the game blindfolded and have just been smashing every button on their controller the whole time. Which I won't lie to you, it does look like some players have just been doing that. I see them play and I'm like, what's changed since you've gotten this game? But you know what? If they're having fun, who am I to say anything? I'm complaining about teammates getting in the way. They're glad there's someone to hit.
The Tunisians are targeting the bulwark. Stop their bombards.
That shield is not close to broken. No. Nice dodge. Oh, nice. Yeah, if I get up early, or it's Wednesday or Thursday when I'm off, might see me there.
Make haste, we must strike now. Is this the
Hopefully the update makes the combat feel a lot better.
no?
Nothing can get worse than Fight Night, I have to tell myself that. That's the benchmark for failure. Stop. Nice. This feels emptier than it is. I think it's just because my volume is low, actually. I'm a crosswoman, not a skirmisher, okay. So I don't have as much stamina, nor a sprint attack. Oh, that guy's gonna one-shot me anyway. Yeah, see, a good player like White, I'm not kicking him with any weapon that's a two-hander. But because I'm using a mace, he's terrified of that thing. So of course he's gonna get kicked. Even when I'm surrounded by his teammates.
Come on, let's move out. Lively. Grab me, butt.
Doubtful the game's gonna get better with an update. What do you think this is? A Torn Banner Studios product? I gotta stop saying these things about Torn Banner. They've been so nice to me. These are courteous people. Look how fast that is. Ow, I got hit. I think I got shot and hit at the same time, instantly killing me. Yeah, I did. I saw my health bar disappear in that split second. Bilbo teabagging? Wow, I've seen so many iterations of that name. It's so unoriginal, man. What, did he hear what I said? Why did he turn around as I said that? What the heck? When did they activate game chat on this game? And why didn't they tell me? I feel like I've just been spawning and dying, but frankly, these Thenosha maps, I'm kind of on board with the community consensus. These maps are kind of just nothing burgers at this point. They have good music, but I don't know, something about them is lacking the energy. Maybe it's just because, you know, we have no relationship with Thenosha. They're just this faction that was told in lore, and this is all we have of them in gameplay. They just kind of feel out of left field. And they were evidently rushed with no heraldries or anything. I'm such a good skirmisher, aren't I? That guy was probably counting on me the entire time to hit him or something. But hell no. Doesn't he know who I am? Stop. Oh man, it takes that long to pull it out because I'm on console. I gotta pull out the weapon wheel first. If you didn't know, there's a bug with skirmishers. Once you're out of your throwing thing, either your axes or javelins, you gotta go into the weapon wheel to pull out your secondary. It doesn't automatically do it. It is a bug. I know, hard to tell. Bug or feature? Definitely is a bug, because I think they addressed it in the patch. Nice. Someone missed their special attack. Oh. Just got killed by Ellen Ripley's ship, the Nostromo. This objective is really easy. I've seen these dudes get these bomb bars here in the last 2 minutes and the music is playing and then win in those 2 minutes from 0 to nothing. Because what do they need, like 10 shots? And there's 3 of them that can all launch like every 15 seconds.
Let's go, no stalling.
That looked normal.
Don't let them use those bombs!
Ow. Oh, I was dead anyway, they just respawned there.
Often as your mouth broken your nose, huh?
Can't use the rapier and a shield. That's disgracing Phaedrad's name. And that's not me.
Onto the other lad.
I am a follower. A follower of Kern. The rapier has actually been godly with these 50 damage stabs. And the special, oh, it's so useful now. Opposite of useless. What's up? Everywhere I look, I'm just kind of surrounded, huh? I'm gonna hit the next bombard up the air. Nah, you can't even body block those things. What's funny though is that these palm trees will devour the bombards. If they're not aligned correctly, your bombard will just hit this tree and do nothing to the wall. It's funny. They didn't drop a time for the patch, right? It's definitely going to be, usually patches, okay, because I'm on West Coast time now, so 3 hours behind the important time. Nah, I probably won't be able to play it before work. Afterwards. Which is good, because that means I'll get to just follow in people's footsteps. The map looks pretty, dense. Compact, maybe that's the word I'm looking for. Looks like a proper town with like people, a lot of interactables, wide open outdoors, but it would be good to have a nice cluttered town again. The other one we have is Rudhelm, which isn't that cluttered, because it's mostly just a 3-lane, like COD style. Sacking too, so that means they're stealing stuff, right?
Eliminate the enemy team!
Stop that. Soon they're gonna run out of verbs. Run out of verbs for like attacking. Just generic attacking verbs. What? Okay, now I'm stuck on it. It fused into me as it reset. Nice turn. I definitely didn't mean to battle cry in his face. Who are you? Who are you? You like that, don't lie to me. I can't believe that worked. I just walked into the wall and he... I wonder where it went. Must have went into the room somewhere. Probably despawned at this way. Oh no, there it is. It's got grandpa reactions.
Eyes on the enemy!
There's 2 of them. Oh wow. Okay. Flip it. Why does the flip sometimes not affect people? It's one of the worst imperfections of this game in general, not just this map, because it's really the only thing wrong with this map. This thing is very wishy-washy with whether or not it flips you or not. Maybe it's on a cooldown, so you get flipped once, it can't rapid-fire flip you. But then that's me having to remember, has that happened to me before? So what part is a bug and what part is a feature? The age-old question. Okay. I can't take much more of this. Aw. Surely that was close. Literally couldn't even fall down there. Okay. Only because you're throwing things at me. I would have left him alone, but then he's, like, throwing things at me. I mean, you can die together. Oh, man, he's still throwing things at me with the guy running right at him. Throwing knives are way worse than archery. Their DPS is way higher. What does a throwing knife headshot do? Like 60... what is it? 63 or something? Gross. Did you see what I just did? I just Mr. President that guy. He was gonna get owned by that Anax. I just said, I'll eat it for you, my lord. For I am a knight of Phaedrus. Whoa, where'd he go? I go for a kick and it's a bloody Agathia. Wow, I didn't kill him with that overhead. That's really surprising. Oh my goodness, dude. Oh. Wasn't there a guy beside him? Okay, they decided to ignore him and go for the other person. Objective, get 2 kills before dying. That's fine. Nice heavy. The Maul does freaking delicious stamina damage now. It's the highest in the game, right? Since the base damage got, or the blunt damage bonus. Because it's what, 50 multiplier, 70 multiplier. Interesting. Then 80 multiplier. What am I, a Guardian Knight right now? Don't even know my classes anymore since I'm in first person. If it's a generic weapon. Cavalry sword. I hope it has unique animations. Nice. Okay. Cringe. Someone's behind me. Someone's been behind me this entire match. Aw, cringe. That's the hatchet for you. No jab, huh? Dodge again. Okay. I'm expecting the classic Vanguard dodge, but it wasn't happening. It's kind of weird. Are you really a Vanguard if you're not dodging after everything you do? As we know, Vanguards dodge more than Man-at-Arms. I don't know why I did that. I knew he was just going to swing. Short sword would have been really good there instead of the hatchet. You know what I should have done there? I should have ducked. Imagine ducking in a slash fist like that. Ducking under like 3 slashes all at once. Oh, Katars, don't make me laugh. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna move. Oh, well, that's just kind of depressing. Sad enough that he's using Katars. Then they get flipped as well. Alexa, please play Duty and Honor 2. Okay. I'm out.
We have only 30 troops left.
That's gonna hurt. Not dead. That's gonna hurt. I had a hitch. You saw that. My game hitched for a second. Everyone skipped. I wonder if those are server-wide. I doubt it. For some reason, it doesn't... I don't see the disorientation from my enemies when that happens. Because I know when it's like, lost connection to server, everyone feels that. Everyone's getting disconnected all at once. But those hitches, I think those are just you, randomly.
Only 5 Agathians remain. Only 20 nation troops remain.
I think that was the last kill.
Have been defeated.
Ended up better than 11 and 9 at least. It's funny that they're adding level 1000 heraldry on the 3 armors that use heraldry in this game, because they don't want to add heraldry for any of the new ones. Which is a real shame too, because they can look really good. Like on Malric's armor, there's a giant eagle there. I get like continuity and all that, but you know, premium currency, you expect premium customization. I saw no mention of the gladiator and how it's under 1 skin tone and 1 skin tone only in the patch notes. I'm gonna assume that's just a bug that was not listed to be fixed, because if they still have characters with, it doesn't even matter, white, black, the ugly beige skin tone in this game, they all don't match the gladiator. You can see the clear difference from the neckline, because that's when it separates the body model from the head model. Even if it's a paler skin tone, you can see the difference. You said the bows were being drawn in this cutscene? Which ones? Adding boats to the ships here, huge. The ghost invasion is no more.
For the order.
Nice.
Use the explosive.
You know what? I think we should go back home. Oh, there's an invisible wall for us as well. Okay. I knew there was an invisible wall for the Tenosians, but not the Masons. I didn't realize if you passed that threshold, you could not go back. I guess that's good. The water in this map must be acidic because you take 3 steps into it and you die. Jab afterwards.
That hurt like the
Oh,
devil.
scheisse.
More lip out of you.
No fear. Don't go out to bat for archers, man. Jesus. Sorry, once I saw that jab input, see what? Look what I said. I told you, you step 3 feet into the water, you will die. It just devours you from the knees up. I'm glad I had those 2 people set an example. The Tenosians are worse than... I can't say that, I forget I'm on Twitch, but you know exactly what I was going to say. Think of a population who is known for infamously polluted rivers.
Look at you. You're so...
Oh my god. Yo, I was playing this game earlier in the morning before I went to work. There was the most gross phalanx of archers right up this stairwell here. They were all sitting on the balcony like 2 longbows and 1 crossbow. Oh my god, it was terrible. Because if you were caught in here at all by the Tenosian horde, these dudes would just shoot you from that balcony right there. Yeah, where that one is posted, think about 3 of them. Safely posted with Pavis, shields and everything. Oh my goodness, man.
Dark in the village.
Hell on earth. Yep. Gotta remember I can pick up almost anything I see to just throw it. Yeah, it's a day next, so I'm just gonna swing. I don't have to show respect to anything. I'm surprised that overhead didn't get dragged into his feet. Guess I messed it up.
Stay silent.
That guy's playing a risky game right there. Getting that deep into the water. It's quick water. Like quicksand, but water. Don't shoot me. Oh, can't take cover behind that shield anymore. Pardon me, lad. Okay, don't blow mine. They just blew theirs. Okay. Nice dodge. Saw it too.
I've had about enough of your guff. Any more lip out of you? Keep your trap shut or I'll boot you in the bollocks.
Oh yeah, it definitely randomizes the radar secondary too, because I've been getting 2-day nexus. I was just getting back-to-back glaives before I changed it. I'll just leave, I don't gotta be in here. He's trying to retreat back inside? No. Fight and die like your ancestors. What the hell? Oh. Nice rapier special.
Well, flatter that mouth, you're so full of... Quit your yapping, your breath smells so bad. We prefer...
There's few things more embarrassing than getting beheaded while trying to do that rapier special. Before it was okay because everyone knew it was useless, and it was entirely gimmicky, but now it's actually useful, so you can't mess it up. You mess it up and it is on you. That's fine. Aw, if I wasn't getting hit in the back, I would have just gambled that. With almost every one-hander, I'm just gambling people. I don't jab, really. Because I realize XL slashes beat out most things with one-handers. Even the Warhammer, which I think is the slowest one-hander.
Lighthouse is teetering.
It's between the Warhammer and the Falchion.
Well done. The lighthouse has collapsed.
Nice.
Hey, sons. Capture the bridge and gain access to the city.
Dude is dodging like he's, not a knight. Oh, I'm using the battle axe. Dude, I was stabbing because I thought I was using the war axe with more range. No, this is the battle axe. I should have seen the oil pot. God, what a horrible skin. I need to get rid of it. Actually, it does throw you off. I was playing like I had war axe range. Hell no. Never did. Impossible.
Where? Hello? Come.
We nearly have control of this side of the bridge. Push them back.
You need to get out of my face. Oh my god. Absorbing my nutrients. This is just a match of really long-range slashes, huh?
Masons, we've taken the first half of the bridge.
That's fine.
Masons, capture the other side of the bridge.
Who? That was terrible. I might have tried to beat him by jabbing that guy off. But I can do what I want. Where does it say in the terms and conditions to not bad manner? Where does it say in the single-player game to not abuse exploits that are not intended by the devs? Which implies that there would be exploits that were intended by devs. Or something, I think. Sorry, I'm just reading the... or... retelling the terms and conditions for the Callisto Protocol. It says something about, like, do not use or exploit bugs or glitches, and it's a single-player game. No co-op, no online component at all. Except if you don't have internet access, you can't access your skins. That's the only online part of it. So why is that even in there? It's very weird. Never seen something like that before. God, that special attack is so bad in first person.
We have captured the bridge. For the order. Move through the city gate.
Nice. Nice shot. I gotta get out the way before I'm next. Loose fake arrows. Intimidate them. Oh my god, there I am thinking it's a war axe. It's a battle axe. It has no range. That's why I keep stabbing with this thing. Because war axe actually has a very good stab in my opinion. Battle axe is a good stab too, damage-wise, but it has no range. I guess I just gotta block these jabs. I keep trying to space them out, but they can just walk towards me even when I'm backing up. Kind of blows my mind.
Move into the city. Ascantia must fall. Destroy the city. Start by toppling those gaudy columns.
Did I tackle him from the barrel to the top of that thing there? It's impressive. This guy's got a mean shoulder. That's fine. Works every time. They're too counter happy, I'm telling you. Can't help it. Even with that giant shield. Just like me for real. Oh my goodness. No more, please. No more immersing thyself. I need to make a rule. Every time I do this special attack, I have to switch to third person, because I cannot hit this in first person. It's useless in first person. The cameras just block the entire time. I don't know where the person goes to between wind up and release. All the other ones is no problem, but that one is just, I can't do it. I miss every time.
I will in me howl.
I can't go insane. Definition of insanity and all that. Dude, how do they always get in the way so flawlessly? How about not getting in the way? That's fine. Nice.
Look out! They've got us encircled.
I've actually been very lucky as to not getting an archer, despite being on shuffle. Sometimes it could be straight torture of just longbow 3 times in a row. Not even the warbow. The freaking longbow. Who uses the longbow now that the warbow is a thing? I'll take this only for the fear factor of just seeing an archer pull out a warhammer. That would be very jarring. Never mind. I'll say I took that for someone more valuable than me. Like the archer right behind me. This doesn't feel like a first place performance. Short sword and hatchet. I don't like using the short sword, it feels cheesy. Even though I know it's objectively better in a lot of scenarios because it actually has range, unlike the hatchet and the cudgel. Good job. Oh, dang. Nice stab. Saved his skin. I notice almost everyone who teabags me is on Xbox. Oh shoot, it's this guy. He's cool. I'll leave him alone. That's fine. Lucky, lucky, lucky. You should look behind you. Wow, he throws a knife at him and I think he missed. Why do I press B when I'm respawning?
Are you sure? Nay. 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 Are you sure? Are you sure? Nay.
Knife? Not an axe?
Victory for the order.
I can't even pick up that axe for some reason. It's off the market.
Negative. Only a single of the columns are falling. Destroy onward. Don't think so. Masons, destroy those ridiculous astrological artifacts. Taking stride. Together we stand.
Oh, we did them both at the same time. I was gonna say, when did we get a 3-minute bonus for that?
What are you waiting for? Sally now to the
That guy's definitely trying to kill that knight. Must have taken his lunch money or something. Do I still have my crossbow? No. Wondered if I could have a great sworded crossbow. That would be really funny. Aw, knocked him out the way. F it, I'm putting this right here.
relinquish this.
Lucky.
The astrological instruments are almost completely destroyed.
Sometimes the action queuing on this game is kind of crazy too. It's like Dark Souls level. Should have just played better. So a crossbow headshot will one-shot another archer. That makes sense.
Oh yeah.
A headshot anything should kill a 90 health archer.
You take what?
If it doesn't, then what's the point?
Crack on.
Like, what's the point of the longbow? Now that the warbow can one-shot the archers.
You take one. Let's move out. Join me, lads.
Ah, he did not move the way I wanted him to. Where'd that other person go?
Your mouth is about to milly up.
I could contribute pretty well with this, huh? If I just run past everybody. Like so. And we're out of here.
Now the Tenosians may focus on more pressing terrestrial matters. Mason, enter that library.
Yeah, I know he's not going to block. I can tell. Just by looking at the person. I've got that shiv sense.
Well, I'm true with you. One day we'll. Ooh, we're on the pig's back now, lads. Oh yes.
I didn't even realize there was a spearman next to him because literally just seeing red with the archer in front of me. Archer vision.
Shite now. Nobody has an effing clue. Got to hold back a goal. There. Sometimes it's shite day.
Well, I mean, I guess the fall didn't kill me. Did I break my leg when I fell? I can barely move.
Shan't be forgetting me that fast. right now.
Wow. Dude, that lasagna was really good. Oh my goodness. I'm still kind of reminiscing on it.
Hurry up! Move! Hurry up! Move!
Homemade lasagna is actually like a top 5 food in general.
Negative! No way!
Dude, I'm telling you, that tournament night armor for the Mason looks like enemy faction, even Tenosha. I genuinely swung on that guy because he looked like a Tenosian, and I said that seeing Tenosians on him, that part of my brain just didn't see the black. What is it? Is it the reflectors? I think it's just because it's purely metallic. But no, it's very reflective, so it captures all the light around it, making it appear brighter. So then it looks like another faction. Oh, my nose, itchy. That guy's going negative.
No way!
Oh, what a throw, finally. Jab me. Nice. Nice. Even if I made a heavy, that would have killed me because the overhead would have been faster than the heavy. Should have just left. Ooh, delicious headshot. Alright. What are you gonna do? Surely there's a bargain to be struck instead. If you're ever trying to shoot somebody with a shield, just wait till they attack. For some reason, when the person attacks, the shield gets way less blocking frames. I swear the arrows can just pass straight through it. It's very weird, because you would think it would work the opposite. You would think while your left arm is flailing about in reckless abandon, it would be blocking a lot more, but hell no.
I am in need of assistance, please! Help! You have to help me! I am in need of assistance! Help! I need your help! Help! Most of this blood. Ah, it's mine! Their library is almost.
Do I not have the stamina for the special?
my blade!
That's not gonna reach. God, I can't see anything with this giant shield in my hands. I hate that about the Guardian less than the lack of mobility. Of course, that would be remedied in third person, but switching to third person, that's traitorous, that's treasonous, that goes against Phaedron's will. I can't be doing that no more. I'm a staunch believer, follower of the ways of the first person. I don't think my performance has actually gotten any worse since I've switched to first person.
They expected one gave you a trap. You beat him, wrap it up. You sound like a shite merchant with a mouthful of something.
was starting to wonder if they didn't know how to jump. It's actually anyone's game. I think we just need 2 more. They have to start burning in the next, like, 7 seconds, though. Because they have to reach the top of the shelf to count. Which is weird, because they fixed that in Gallingport. Gallingport used to have that issue when it first dropped with the bombard stages, or the powder keg stage, where when the third one was lit, you actually had to wait till the gate exploded for it to count as you winning, so you would have matches lost when they got the third one planted, which they fixed. But it's not like that on other maps, where something like that should apply. Actually, no, that makes sense, because you have the chance to put it out with the water, so no. I'm talking to my rear end. That is a good thing. It makes perfect sense. Oh, excuse me. What time is it? I'll cut this one off at 5. I'll do like, yeah, I'll make this one about 3 hours. 3 hours pre-patch, and then, yeah, next time I'm on this, the game will be patched. Oh, my back. Sorry, I had to stretch. Yeah, because I don't want to be on this till 6, and then it gives me a hard time sleeping. I'll get on something that'll knock me out in the last hour. I know exactly what to. The most relaxing game I've ever played has been Far Cry Primal. That's the only game where I can fall asleep, and it's not because the game is boring. It's just so relaxing. I regard Far Cry Primal as like a top 3 open world game for me. Not because of objective merit, but it just works for me. Which is how all game rankings should work, except we're getting Last of Us 2. Last of Us Part 2 is objectively the worst game ever created. And those who deny are subhuman. Don't engage with them.
Stop those battering rams!
Dude looks like the Mason announcer. Could have sworn that was that boy. Nice.
Your death is a... Flee! We must gather our strength!
Oh yeah, the odds are coming in. It's gonna be a good nap, man.
Thoughts and prayers. Stand strong. The worthy will not fall.
Tried to throw a missile in this person's face. Good feint. No, can't do that. This is a one-handed sword. Or one-handed sword, one-handed weapon. What one-handed sword? I'm always getting tackled by these dudes. They target me with these things. You know why? It's because I special attack them when I'm out of bounds. Fighting from the tertiary. From the outside. Because they counter everything, so... I say, you know what? F it. I'll just spam specials. So as retaliation, they just tackle me whenever they see me. Their accuracy with it is really good, too. Don't throw a knife at me. Oh, that's sad. I think if I walked into it, that would have been riposted, but I was on the outside of it. Sad about that miss. I would hate to see swing accuracy in this game, so I'm glad they don't show it. Because the amount of attacks I miss is actually really depressing. That's probably my biggest weakness, actually, just how often I miss attacks. I mean, at times, it can be very demanding. Wow. Look how much camera is obscured when you go to do an overhead. The entire bottom left, it's genuinely about 35% of the screen is being taken up by something. He said it with more enthusiasm the second time. Stop! Please! Nice jab. That was the most silent ballista takedown I've ever heard. Or rather, didn't hear. What a shot. What the heck? You can't he must have arced to that, because you can't even see the ballista in a straight line. Got my pay-to-win sword skin. Oh, got a mace, never mind. Look at that. Cringe miss. That's fine.
A Mason ram has reached the gate.
I'll see you in the next gun
Oh my god, Animation is playing the game. That's actually really scary. When the memer is playing. Nice kick. I guess everyone died trying to get over there. I was definitely not expecting to be alone. This defend the gate stage is so helpless. It's the most pathetic objective in the game, actually. I can't think of an objective more hopeless than this one.
No! The gate has fallen! Fall back to the square! Brother, we must defend the
Please stop throwing things at me. I can't take it. Look at him, he's recovering all the knives in my body.
His enemies was
Getting pelted by throwing knives, it messes with my psyche. Every time I get hit with a throwing knife and I hear that shink sound, I think like 10 blood vessels pop somewhere in my body. Not even my head in particular, just somewhere. Something goes bad internally when I get hit by those things. Kill these chickens. Honestly. Each and every cunny one of them.
you would usher in the dark.
Is there a jaguar in that house? What the hell was that growling sound? Did you hear that? Do you see the way he just planted his body in my dude's face to where I couldn't, like, do anything? I couldn't do anything to help him because he just got in my face. He didn't go around him or anything. He just sat directly in front of me so I could no longer assist him. That was crazy.
Shame on you. You know no virtue. Your way is wicked. For shame. Such shamefulness. Your shameful ways require a great shaming. Shame. Shame on you. Shame, shame, shame. shame! Shame! Consider yourself shamed. If I could shame nothing done!
Oh my god. He's like a guardian angel for the soon-to-be deceased. Everywhere I go, sedan. What is that, the car model? Or is that sedan?
I feel the light.
You can tell I don't own a car.
You are in league with the wretched.
Fat shamed. Where'd that guy go? I blinked and he disappeared from my screen. Nice hit. Oh my god. I hit the brazier with the stab and it didn't hit him. Honestly, if I wasn't broadcasting, I would cut off the game after that. Just play something else. But no, keep going. What maps have I not gotten? I've gotten... When I got on, it was Rudhelm, so... Need Dark Forest, Fallmire, and Gallencourt? And Aberfell, yeah. I think I need to pull out the mall. I think I've had enough of this. It seems that everywhere I go I'm getting prodded or something's getting thrown at me, so I've had enough. I'm gonna use my win button.
Man, about face! Look alive! Turn around! Man, about face! Oh, no! We are in
Change starts now. I've actually had enough of this. Oh my goodness, dude. There's few things more obnoxious than that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I can think of one. Dudes who stop your sprint momentum.
We find ourselves in disagreement. Negative.
I am more than ready for another victory. Look at them. No to Guardian Angel that time, huh? Like I said, the change starts now. I'm not a raider, I can't just be picking up stuff because I want to. As tempting as it is. I'm at a loss for words of how people aren't just walking into me. These dudes are maintaining spacing in group fights. That's really scary, actually. That's fine. Nope. Like I said, I'm having my vengeance against all these people. I countered that overhead. Let me see that. Was that mistimed or something? Because it was a heavy? I don't know. Something about that didn't seem right. I saw the overhead and I did the input. But it still hit me. Maybe it counted as a riposte and not a counter, so I mistimed the riposte frame. That's probably what it was. That's fine. I didn't even see him. Get the hell out of the way, oh my goodness. That guy's trying to get kicked from the game. He's like hitting teammates, now just standing in spawn. Holy hell, that is obnoxious. Get out the way. I'm gonna assume that's the guy's name, so I'm just gonna vote yes. It seems to add up with the team damage because he was smacking dudes at spawn. I'm ending this at no less than 50 kills. As vengeance for this complete mess of a match and me just getting prodded by Sedan. Sedan? I'm just gonna call him Sedan. There's gonna be an N now instead of an M. Wow, man, it's still just faster. It's so easy to just poke people. The spear is literally like invincibility in Team Objective. You're in complete safety and serenity. So long as you have one teammate with you. It's worse than an archer from the outside. Because an archer you could at least like throw something at them. You can do something to an archer to deal with them. You missed. There's nothing you can do against a spear except do counter stabs, but those are in intervals, right? You have to then balance that with all the other attacks that are coming at you. It is much easier said than done. Nice turn. Don't get too cocky. That's fine. Yeah, he could have just gambled me there, so I had to respect it.
We won! The Masons are within our walls!
Sword guy behind him is just hitting the barricades, I think. Honestly, I won't get mad at him.
Remain firing upon their ship!
The way everything that's not a human body just stops on contact, yo, that's really gross. The braziers, the pavises, god, the spike traps. Oh my god, it should just be for the barricades and nothing else. It's too much of those other things.
No, negative. We are in here. No, not a chance.
I'm definitely getting 50 kills before I die 30 times. Holy hell, dude. Is that a crossbow rapid fire? Like, what is it that's shooting me that fast and doing that much damage? Oh my goodness, dude. I thought you respawned as a group. Did everyone just collectively go to the left side? What the hell? Look at this one.
Negative. Negative.
Oh, that person's dead. They're ragdoll looking at. No jab. I guess my guy got shot to death. Oh shoot.
We are in disagreement. Not a chat. Negative. But a bit of a tribute ship is paramount.
Nice. That was my fault. I didn't want to hit the Candlebar guy because he wasn't playing, but okay, he is playing, so I will show no mercy next time. Nice. It always fascinates me that people have voiced it at Lionspire as like one of the most balanced maps in almost every Lionspire match I've ever been in, and it's just mostly a Mason Steamroll to like the last objective, and then it's just seeing if they're good enough to finish the last one. Jab me back? Why aren't you jabbing me back? I know Ehu knows how to jab. He was messing with me there. Trying to get in my head. What are you doing? You gotta help your teammates. You got the best weapon to do that. That's fine. The patience.
Have been destroyed.
Galencourt, Aberfell, Dark Forest, Fulmar. This is the last ones I got. And that's a full rotation. I don't think I'll be able to hit all those, though. Yeah, we'll see. But I'm not going past 5. I refuse to go past 5. I stick to schedules. I stick to my work schedule. I gotta stick to my made-up, I will play this game for this amount of time schedule. Only because I'm tired, though. Tomorrow when the update comes out, I'll do it till I have to go to sleep. Watch, the game is going to be unplayable again. They're going to have to hotfix it for another month. That would be proper comedy. I'm not hearing an air of Galencourt this time. Kind of sad. Wonder what conditions you have to hit to get that. It's gotta be something. It can't just be a random chance. Because it looks just like the monks, right? The monks had the red archer hat. And did they have a mustache? I don't think they had a mustache. It's kind of weird. It's like an Easter egg they haven't mentioned or something. Or an obscure reference. Apparently the introductions with the Agathian announcer who has King Argon's armor is not intentional. What? How is that not intentional?
Overrun the city of Galencourt and desecrate Vedran's tomb. Masons, capture the outer fortifications.
There's a lot of balls. That's fine.
No way.
Oh boy, it's happening again.
Overrun the rebel defenses.
Oh my god, the way they get in the way. I mean, what the hell? What's the problem here? Weirdly enough, if you do a neutral hit and hit the terrain, you waste stamina, but if you hit nothing, you don't use up stamina. That's cringe. Oh, well that's double cringe. There's a lot of malls in this, huh?
Keep pushing! We need to establish a foothold!
Imagine. It was worth a shot. Triple whammy. Some of you may die in the process, but that is a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Oh yeah, I've got one of these.
Well fought! We have taken the fortifications! The Agathian flagships are anchored.
Dude, the way they get in the way, it's really weird. It's impressive. Dodge backwards or something. This guy's just been AFK the whole time. Delicious. Just goes to show you how easy some weapons are, man. Okay, F this. Because there's an archer looking at all of us lined up there. Like a bunch of lemmings. I don't even know what lemmings are. All I know is that the word is used in Soul. It sounds like a fictional character. Lemmings.
No more! No, you get squat!
A lemming. Or is it just a generic insult word like bellend? That's fine. It's weird how they know the person next to them is not going to hit them. Like, he sees me revving up a special, and he knows he has time to hit me, and the person beside him is not going to do anything to stop him. It's very weird. That's unfortunate. He's wondering where the hell I went. Jab? No jab? I hate when someone's doing that. When you're surrounded and the person you're focusing on is not attacking you constantly. Oh, that is terrible. Especially if it's a fast up and like a one-handed sword. Because I can't take my eyes off him. You following me? That's fine. That crossbow killed me so hard that it froze my game for a split second. Perfect. Perfection. Where did all these dudes come from? I'm not sure how that set hit me, because I don't think I was swinging. I guess it was on my left side, or my right side. I guess we're just not winning a single team fight over here. Get the hell out of the way. Oh my god, yes. Smack him to death, please. Well. That was a headshot, too. That was a regular bow. 70 damage to the bow means a headshot.
No, you not ever. No, never. No, you get not. Not. No more.
I think I see the issue. The issue is, there's a cowardice problem. And once they see, like, 3 people, they start backing up. It doesn't help that, like, just doing the same thing over and over, not trying any flanking tactics or anything. Okay, someone's doing the back ship. Nice. If they could take out a couple people there, can maybe distract them a little bit. What's up? You know I can't swing first versus that thing. Wow, that dead angle. Oh my goodness. I was really wondering to like, surely not, right? Hell yes. It's crazy that 180 hits don't actually exist in this game, like in 1v1 duels, but wow, when you're next to somebody in a 1v situation, the dead angles in this game are legendary. They put Dark Souls 1 to shame. If you didn't know, I'm dead angling Dark Souls 1. So in Dark Souls 1, if you did a swing and you turned your character around, it would literally bypass anyone's block. You would hit them in the back. It would move their character backwards in like a backwards stagger. It was so funny, but it was a genuine tech. You had to use it to be viable in PvP. No. I've had enough of use today. You will suffer my vengeance. The world's most durable medium shield. Oh my goodness, you kidding me? Good comeback, by the way.
The Acathian flagships have been immobilized.
Of course, a teammate cucks me.
Masons, use their
Should have just played better.
against the main gate.
That was kind of funny. I just realized when I was under the ship, me and Sedan we were both cornered by our respective teams in the same position. That's cinema. Stop throwing things in my face. The hell. So Mr. Ehu here does not jab for some reason. I know he knows how. I swear he's jabbed me before. Infamous chivalry stutter. Walk into the fire. Can't help himself. He needs to count every swing he sees. Dang, it's really hard to grab that weapon right before it falls through the air. It's possible. It's not impossible. But you gotta be very proactive about it. Oh, you idiots. I forgot to jump. Got what I deserve.
The gate is destroyed! Overwhelm the outer ward!
Get out of the way. Oh my god. Dude's going 4 and 9. I hope those 9 deaths are teammates massacring him for blocking melee. Every time I see him, he like stops and emotes.
You are sheathed in wolf's clothing!
Wow.
The outer ward is ours! The city is now in reach!
Nice. Good turn.
Demolish their relics! Superstition cannot define
I bet that guy
the might
hates
of the
me.
Mason order.
Every time I see him, I do something weird, like look at him. Deserting. They said something about adjusting deserting zones on, I think, specific maps, not like an overall deserting bypass.
I cannot.
That was a good throw. Couldn't defend myself. Cringe miss. Got what I deserved. Oh, look, did you get no. Who's throwing things at me? Nice jab. You should try it again. Wow. Wow, he actually just unintentionally used the fun bush to get me killed. He walked through the bush and my swing hits the bush, cucking me completely as he stabs me to death. They said they're removing those fun bushes. Not removing them, but they're fixing the collision problem, so you can actually attack people through them, thank God. What level is that person? Because they're jabbing, but they don't look at anything else they're doing.
Nearly half of
Level
the
50.
Guardian relics are destroyed.
Rounded up
Keep
to 50.
Smashing.
Nice. Oh. Oh, so bad. You're so lucky. The teammate scuffed me. Took me off course from the retaliation. Every time he sees me, he makes it a point to either tackle or special me. What the hell just interrupted me? What are you gonna do? Look at him, he doesn't even see the other people on his peripheral. War clubs I have to give a lot of respect. Respect as in respect their initiative and stuff. Like while they spam, just let them approach me with the spam. War club can whiff attacks and then punish you for trying to riposte. It's really gross. Some matchups, the one-handed matchups versus the war club, well, they're nightmare fuel.
The Agathian relics lie in ruins. The enemy is in retreat. The Agathians are holding out in the church. Assault the church.
You missed. Wow. Will they save me? They saved me. Good stuff.
I like you. I respect your skill and your pride.
This is a pretty lucky lobby for this time. It's got a lot of really nice players. Nice. Good job not getting tripped. Don't jab me. I'll jab you. Bench tech. How are we feeling? No, get away from me with that thing. How durable do you think that thing is? Oh wow, so that didn't go through him at all. That like was a complete legitimate miss. Yep. That absolutely just like I really just need to aim my attacks better. So that's the second. Why do I press B when I spawn? That's the second really noteworthy phase attack in 2 hours and 20 minutes. Freaking ridiculous, man. Imagine that happens in like a competitive setting. Oh, I used the bush accidentally. My bad. Is this guy even playing? That's fine. I don't know why I went to stab and not slash. I knew that stab was not going to work. I think we're in there. Should be. Seems uncontested now. Nice duck. The duck saved his life. Never mind, I think they got this. I gotta sneeze. Oh shoot. I've never fully recovered since I've been sick. Most days I still wake up with a runny nose and sneeze just being indoors.
It won't work.
That's an overhead.
No! The Agathian knights have not wavered.
Can Aberfell last 30 minutes? Let's see, 7-minute first objective, like a 6-minute second objective, then it's like another 7-minute, or is the Hamlet more like 6 minutes? I think Hamlet's actually 6 minutes, not 7. Stones are 10 minutes, and then the Pagans. If Agatha is strong enough, yeah, this could be my last one, the Aberfell match here.
Desecrate the tomb in the name of Malric.
Oh, excuse me. I don't know why I say excuse me as I'm yawning now. I don't know when I started doing that.
The raid on Aberfell.
Do, 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 do. There's no way me and Way are going to be on the same team. That never happens. Boom, 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 boom.
Commence the raid of Aberfell. Masons must pay for the desecration of Gallencourt.
I guess we will, until someone gets auto balance, which is usually me. I'm always victim of auto balance. I got auto balance in a team deathmatch on the desert, and literally the last 5 seconds, I was just trolling the match. Then I die towards the end, and you've been auto balanced as a losing team.
Laborers and livestock. They must be stopped. This is what you get.
Aw. I was gonna say, here's someone else. Oh my god. I think I die. I don't die. You die. No, I die. Nope, you die. Okay, no, I die. Nope. Okay. Not sure where I lost that stuff. Does this guy know how to play the game? Or is he, trolling? I think that guy might know how to play the game. The way he jabs is weird, though. He jabs after hitting you. I hate that. I really hope that with the reduced counter excel spam nonsense to skip combo times, I really hope you see drastic changes in how people play. Because, god, that is the worst cheese in this game. It's not even cheese. I figured it was a feature, right? Because you have to be able to do that in those instances where you're surrounded by people. There you go. So then he counters it, right? And I'm literally unable to defend myself. I was holding left trigger that entire time, but I dragged it so well that I just have to get punished. I hate that stuff. Yeah, I understand why it's always been like that, but I really hope we see something significant and that gets fixed here. This is just annoying. It's just two awkward dudes next to me. Awesome. Aberfell can really suck this first stage, especially when you don't have a full team. Because it doesn't adjust how much stuff you have to capture. As a matter of fact, I don't think any objective in this game is adjusted except for Coxwell, depending on what the lobby is. What did I say? When doing that special attack, I need to go into third person. Because there's no point in me doing it in first. By the way, did they both kick me? And I was just looking in the wrong direction or something? That was weird. Or did they both jab me? Which is equally weird. Actually, no, that's not weird. It's funny.
They have a
Kicking me at the same time would be weird, though. Sorry, I'm too busy barking. I don't even see the guy right in front of me. I'm sure the teammate's gonna hit this guy once for me. There we go. Yeah, that's my new rule. That special attack, I can't do it in first person, though. It's a waste of my talents. Why is the wall vibrating all of a sudden? Okay, they're definitely going to reach the tower. And the lobby seems to be filling up a little bit. That's good. Alright. Nice feint to kick. Dude did a flash feint to kick. Okay. Was by myself anyway, so did regardless. Alright, so Sep knows the ultra drag timings now. So I'm just going to stop dragging him. Oh. Oh god, dude.
to protect the village. Fall back to the tower. Masons, this tower is our only remaining bulwark. Defend it.
No, that was really gross.
That suits me! Assist me! To me! Come to my aid! To me! Go!
Those are the ones I need to get better at doing, where I'm able to actually maneuver it in their face instead of just telegraphing that I'm going to do the extreme one from the beginning. Nice. I wish Javelin just killed you outright. It'd be less frustrating. Like, imagine if it was the reverse, right? Imagine if arrows and bolts downed you. My goodness. Who's next to him? Why was no one chasing him with me? Will none of you die with me? Gadzooks me. I love when they do that. They say that. I think that I say.
Curses! The tower has fallen!
Hello. Are you going to swing as I approach you like every other archer does?
So easily. Protect the hamlet. For the order.
What is he going to do? Save you? There's no saving you. It was 100 degrees today, my goodness. How the hell did I go outside in that jacket? how bad it is at first. I can't do it. I can't compete. Nice. I'm surprised he had more health than 5. That was supposed to down him that kick. In a lot of ways, the Highland Sword can be the most obnoxious weapon in this game. It all depends on how good someone's using something. Or I should say efficiently. If someone is playing weapons as efficiently as possible, like the good weapons especially, oh, it's gross. It's not fun. I'll say it. It's not fun. Like when someone is maximizing range by keeping you at bay in third person and like dodging out of range after every attack to be safe from any riposte or any sort of interesting plays, good grief. Just kill me now and get this duel over with. Of course, I'm not saying any of this to imply that Homophobe is doing that with the Highland Sword. Nice. Where are these dudes coming from? I thought we were kind of evenly matched, but I'm starting to smell like an Agathian stomp here. Another Chivalry 2 hitch, classic. Nice, good overhead. I'll do it again.
Lamberfell has fallen into the hands of the enemy. Retreat to the mountains. Ambush them at the standing stones.
Aww.
That appears to be their focus.
A literal throwing knife. How sad. How kind.
For Christ's sake, would you help your boy out? Lend us a hand. Can I get an assist? For Christ's sake. May I trouble some of you? Lend us a hand. Help! Help! Can I get an assist? Help! Help! Would you help your boy out? Help! 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 Can I get an assist? To me, calling out. Help! Help! May I trouble some of you? Fine, lad. Help! Help! May I trouble some of you? Lend us a hand. To me, call it. Help! Being in debt to a sellsword can be a fate worse than
That's fine. I'll assume that was teammates' oil pot anyway.
That's a hold back. Keep your trap shut. How often is your oil platter? Any more lip out of you? Quit your yak. Oil platter that. Can I get an assist? Help! Help!
No jab, okay.
I would. Do you mean to wrap it on till I stove in your effing head? You're so full of shit. The sewers get jealous.
Really nice. You need to get away from me. Oh, shocking.
I don't know what happened. I need a hand. Shut up. Thanks a mil. This is shite. Well, let the fodder run straight in. We'll approach from the flank.
I was gonna say, there's a guy doing this in my face, isn't there? Because there's no one here for some reason. Now, that's what I get for letting that guy live. It's punishment time for him.
To me, Colin. They expect a front from the tank. Let's help! For Christ's sake, would you help your boy out? For Christ's sake, help! Boy, help! Quick, help! Help!
That's gonna hurt.
You're so full of shit. The sewers get jealous.
That's fine. Okay. Don't have too much fun there.
out of you. May I trouble some of you? Would you help your boy out? May I trouble some of you? To me, God,
How many times have they pushed that? Like twice already?
help! Do I have to do all this by myself? May I trouble some of you? Fine lads for some help.
I don't think what he's doing works. I think you'll kill yourself before you touch the stone. Okay, they need to push it 2 more times. Nope. I mean, you did it to me. It's only fair. The thing I like about the halberd is it's actually very hard to miss attacks because of the lingering hitbox. Nice hit. Wow, that gamble was insane. Just how fast he did that.
Keep your trap with you.
I gotta jab him if he's close to me.
I'll clatter that coin for some sneaky shite. We'll strike them from the cover. Yes! Oh, thank me for that. May I trouble some of you fine lads for some help?
Where did they get all the time to waste me? There was like 5 of them looking at me.
Any more lip out of you, and we thought we'd be great. You're so full of shit. The sewers, help!
Putting up a mighty fine D here for a half-full lobby. Although maybe it's like working in reverse, my bad. Or it's the way easier to defend because it's so empty. Wow, did you see how he was able to gamble that after getting hit twice? How he instantly hit with no cooldown? Insanity. I wouldn't be surprised if Sidon thinks that I like purposely try to hit him when we're on the same team, with how often I just end up hitting him. I swear it's coincidence. His presence makes my heart flutter, causing me to really blow it.
Lend us a hand, lend us a hand. Would you help your boy? May I trouble some of you? Help! Would you help your boy? For Christ's sake, lend us a hand. Help! Help!
They'll definitely knock it down now. Unless... No. I'm surprised they haven't with how many openings they've had.
Help! Do I have to do all this by myself? Nobody has an effing clue. Might as well let the story sort itself out. Go ahead. It won't make a wheel.
Goodness, enough with the fire. It's over now. Now they can't win it.
They're busy maintaining a front. Let's slip around their sides.
Kinda sad. No animal chanting. What's even the point of Aberfell if you can't chant?
Let the fodder lend us a hand. That's bleeding. Can I get an assist? Can I get an assist? May I trouble some of you? Can I get an assist? Help!
I think I averaged 20 deaths in most team objective matches, huh? Dude, I've seen that thing shoved like 5 times. It's only supposed to have 3 shoves in it. Wow, did you see what I made contact with? Or rather, what I did not make contact with? How interesting.
Those pompey Sagathians were no match for the might of our Druid warlords.
I'd wrestled sounds that would make for a better sparring partner.
I kicked him in the hiney at the end. What time is it? 2:42, 4:50. If the next one is a team objective match, I'll make that one my last one. If it's TDM, I'm going to cut this off, and I'll be back when this game is updated proper. What's after fighting a bit dark for us? Yeah. I'm going to cut this off just because I'm very tired and I want to have sleep. So I'm going to get on something that'll make me fall asleep. And I will be back when this game is updated. Hopefully things are looking good. Hopefully the map is interesting, funny, entertaining. And yeah, it's also going to be added to PS Plus this game. So there's going to be a huge influx of new players. That means this game is now on like every platform imaginable. Like free, Game Pass, and PS Plus. So it's pretty big for the player base. Hopefully this update's good enough to retain some players so I can get some full West Coast lobbies, yeah? One can hope, one can hope, one can pray. Restock before you head out, please.